While this is a lesson about how to sit, I'm actually going to use it to teach you about a concept that we use throughout the program called the push-away concept. This is a very important switch in your intention from lifting your body up against gravity to pushing away, which is an automatic posture correction. This push-away technique that I'm about to teach you is one of the most important concepts that you can take away from this program. It is based on human development and how you originally developed your core and your posture as an infant and a baby. A developmentally normal 4-year-old child will have perfect posture and movement without anyone ever telling them what a muscle is or how to contract it or even knowing about posture. And they learned this as developing infants and babies by pushing away from certain support points on the ground with the goal of just wanting to get up and be like everyone else. It was this simple intention of pushing away from the floor that helped them generate this automatic posture correction that I'm about to teach you in the sitting position. And in order to do this, all you need to do is first find your sit bones. And it's best to do this on a firm surface. And once you can find them, you can allow yourself to kind of slump into a bad posture. And instead of lifting yourself up or arching your back or trying to correct your posture, all you need to do is sink into your sit bones and push away from them. And by pushing away from them, all the correct muscles will contract automatically. And you don't need to think about which muscles in your abdominals or tucking your chin or anything like that. It all happens for you by pushing away from your support surface, just as you did as a developing infant and baby to get up off the ground. While this is a simple concept, it can be difficult to put into practice. And it's helpful to understand that we're only interacting with gravity and the support surface that we're on. And instead of fighting against gravity by lifting ourselves up against it, we're trying to recycle gravity through us. And in order to do that, we actually need to sink down into it. Think about a basketball player who's trying to jump as high as possible. In order to generate maximum force against gravity, they need to actually throw themselves down into the ground so that they can push away from it with the maximum force possible. And that's what we're doing on a subtle level with our bodies. So just imagine yourself sinking down into it. Allow gravity to go through you, which will allow you to ground into your support points even more and push away from them, which will generate that automatic posture correction without you having to engage your muscles or choose how you're going to do that. So gravity is pulling you down, you're allowing that to happen, and then you're pushing away from your support point and recycling gravity through you to make you taller. And you'll find that gravity does this to us throughout the day, for example, when we're working at a computer. And so all you need to do in these situations is find your sit bones and push away from them. And it's going to be that automatic posture correction that we're after. And so let's talk about the intensity at which to do this. This is something that you actually want to try and maintain over long periods of time. And so this is not something that you're going to do at a super high intensity because that's not sustainable. And it's really important that everything we learn in this program is sustainable because the goal is to get through everyday life, not just to train for the gym. And the sustainable levels of intensity that we're talking about is usually somewhere between 2 to 10% that you can actually maintain for periods of time. And we're going to learn more about this later. But for now, when you're practicing this push-away concept in the sitting position, think low intensity and breathe into it. Apply what you learned in the breathing lesson to this push-away concept to generate even more stability for your spine when you're sitting. And remember to use a firm surface. The body and the spine are searching for stability, and soft, cushy surfaces are not the place to find that. So practice this push-away concept in the sitting position, and remember that it does take time and repetition to grasp this concept and put it into practice in your body. We're going to be using this push-away concept in different body positions throughout the program, like tomorrow when I introduce you to the back anchor. So spend a few minutes now practicing this push-away intention, and you can also use it whenever you're working at a computer or anytime you're sitting. And remember, the goal is sustainability.